just trying to get my ring light to work because it's right on that edge of like giving up the ghost. I think it might be time for a different light setup anyway because we're doing different things than when I got this originally. I am just getting onto my YouTube channel to make sure everything is translating through for now. It was just an email to let me know that I went live. It's like, good. Finish my coffee. Yeah, okay, this ring light is pretty much toast. Okay, lovely. Okay, I think we'll go with a bit cooler today. I like this setting, but it is angry, so we'll try on this one instead. It's a little bit cooler light, but honestly, mostly what it is so that when I hold stuff up to the camera, you get a nice clear view of it, because with it off, so there's that with the light on, and if you turn it off, it's just, oh yeah, it's so much better with the light on. There we go. All right, finish my coffee, mostly because it's getting cold at the bottom. I'm like, ugh. Okay, I did miss one bag last night, so we're gonna finish it up right now. Everything else has been sewn and had its like, I was wondering where one went because I'm like, my counts are off, they shouldn't be off. And then I found it this morning, so at least I found it today. And especially because it's one of the Shiba Inu bags. Oh, I see, because it was when I ran out of bobbin thread, so it ended up not coming up onto the sewing deck again. Alrighty. That's how it got misplaced. Okay, we don't need to actually go all the way to the edge. And this is a good recap anyway, because honestly I did most of this on that really late stream last night. Granted, no one's here right now besides me anyway. That one viewer is me. But, yeah, whatever. Okay, there we go. We'll get this trimmed. And then we get to finish the bags. It's almost bag finishing time. So we're gonna do all the box seams, and then we'll do the finish. We'll turn all the bags, and then we'll do all the finishing seams, and then we also are going to do snap installation today, which is super exciting because I do want to get those needle stashers done since I have a big old stack of them back here. And then we also need to trim down the threads on the bookmarks, and we need to pack the truck. I.e., I also just put everything into the drawers from the suitcases, and now I need to repack them. Oh well. And then when I get back from Airdrie, I am going to take everything out, and I'm actually going to put the suitcases back into the storage, like our storage closet, and ignore them for a couple months. And we're going to do taxes, and then we're going to do our prototyping. Finish up the prototyping. Taxes and then prototyping, which is the exciting part at the next step. I think we're going to make some mini NCWs, which are the necessary clutch wallets. We're going to prototype the purses a little bit more, the wedge purse that I was talking about yesterday. And also stuff and things and exciting things. Actually, one of the things I might start making is it's that one that was really popular last year, but it's kind of the like, it's under a couple names. The one that I see is like the spring roll pouch. There's one that doesn't actually end with a binding, which I typically prefer, but yeah, I think I might try and add that into the lineup as well. Maybe, who knows at this point. I have a lot of stuff going on right now, so really it doesn't matter. I just registered our kids for summer camp, so that was good because we just got excellent news that the grant money for out-of-home childcare is increasing, and so it's actually going to be right now. Well, basically, it's going to drop our childcare costs by like $400 a month, which is insane that we're paying that much right now for 2 kids only, and they're not going 5 days a week. They're they're going like 3 days a week, but it's going to be an insane cost savings. So that swung me towards, because I was debating whether I was going to put them in summer camps or not, because it does add quite a bit of money for them to go that extra amount of time, especially when you double it. But I just thought of like it's so much extra work time. It's really good for them. There's really no like loser in that situation. Okay, how have I misplaced? Okay, we're gonna go through and we're gonna match up handles because it looks like I might have misplaced some of them somehow. Oh goodness, yeah, there's some missing here. I don't know how, because it's like they should all be here. Okay, let's flip this because the lighter ones are on the bottom, I think. Except that one doesn't have a handle either. That one doesn't have a handle either. Okay, what color did you get top stitched with? Can't even remember. White. Okay, so you should be in this pile. And there should be less of you. What the heck? Okay, I'm pretty sure all the Shiba Inus got top stitched with white. We are now at the point of panic of where are their handles? I know for sure I sewed them and I ironed them and I top stitched them, but they're not here. Okay, that is the big pile of needle stashers, so that can move over here out of the way. That's Alcato, that's Clips. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Okay, well let's go through the pile and we'll sort out what we have and then I guess we'll figure it out from there. Geisha and Capybara. Geisha. Oh, but I know for sure I did do those ones, so I don't know what's up. Okay, let's flip this back over so I can see the top. Because yeah, there's that like neon swirl there. Okay, there it is. Sometimes they just kind of get like tucked in, although I don't see the Shibas. So that's messed up because they should be in the white top stitching and they're definitely not. Did I not actually? Did I like end up dropping them over there maybe? I should almost go back and watch my own stream. That would tell me if they were there or not. Yeah, because none of the colors are here. And they for sure got sewn. What the heck? It's also weird that they're like the only ones missing so far. It's weird they disappeared too. And they definitely are ones that I want to have done for tomorrow. Of course. Okay, there's the Geisha. Gecko, Michael. Navy. Orange crochet flowers. That's Sakura Dabi. Alice. Video game cats. Pixel cats, maybe that's what I'll call it when I post it online. I don't remember. I don't think I posted it online actually because I didn't know what it was going to look the best in, so I just kind of kept it off from custom orders because I was like, okay, we'll just make our stuff. Okay, there's the other missing one. There is this black cat in purple missing. I was like, no, crepe cats. Crepe cats is fine. It's there. Black cat on that dark teal is there. Sketchbook pups is there. Bunnies. I swear we sewed these the other day. I'm pretty sure we did. Okay. Cat faces. Crochet triangles. There's the other Shiba. Okay, so there's 4 missing handles right now. What the heck? They must have fallen somewhere, so I'll get up here in a second and take an actual look around my sewing space. Because they might have, I don't know. I don't think they ended up in the pile because they'd be pretty distinct in there, and we've kind of done a pretty good pile toss the past couple days. Sakura and yeah, so there's the Shibas are missing their handles, and this black cat. So these are all white top stitch and 1 black top stitch. Okay, let me check around my ironing board. One moment. What the heck? kiddos' desks, so I'm like, okay, well maybe they just like ended up around the kiddos' desks. That's actual garbage. Move over there. Okay, so these are all good to goes, and then the cotto under here, and those are other handles. What the heck? Where did they go? They shouldn't be more than like a half layer under everything else. Alright, so let's capybara fabric. I'm gonna take 5 minutes and I will hold myself, so 15 minutes into the stream. Move the spaghetti monster of the black zipper, because who knows, maybe it's in here. But it shouldn't be, because we used it recently. Where did they go? Alright, well, that's super annoying. Yeah, because they shouldn't be in here, and they shouldn't be in here, because those are like different projects. This one needs to come out because it is nearly done, so I may as well finish it. No. Oh, wild. Alright, well, we're just gonna call it there. And then I'll check down here quick. Someone's texting me. Make sure they haven't fallen over here in the pile. Although, like I said, we've done a pretty good toss of it the past couple days, so they shouldn't be in here. Nope. This is one to get finished. Oh, there's another needle stasher to get finished at least. Did they maybe get... I wonder if they got mixed in with the needle stashers. Because they all got ironed at the same time, so let's double check that. Quick. Although it doesn't look like it. Nope. They go. Huh. Alright, well that's interesting. And really annoying. Because they wouldn't be up in here because these got finished at a different time. Okay, they get set aside for later. That's super annoying. I want those this weekend. Well, if we get time, I will sew another handle. And then the handles that I will find later will just become more small box bag, or they'll be the large box bag handles. I'll make sure I find them before that. That is so messed up though. Because they really should just be like in the top layer of finishes, because yeah, that's just where they should be. Okay, whatever. Annoying. Way to make Katie panic before 8:30 in the morning. Well, let's get the other bags done so that we at least have that done. There we go. So anyway, yeah, I got our kiddos signed up for summer camps. I got the dates for Omatsuri. I just went to email them, so I searched my email to find the contact information, and they are the week before Knit City, which is amazing. August is going to be a busy month. So currently as long as they'll have me, the current expected shows that month will be Omatsuri. They're having the night market again on the 9th. So depending on how the kids are doing, I may or may not do that. And then there is the regular market on the 10th. And then Knit City is the following weekend, with the market being August 17th and 18th, and the event being August 16th through 18th. So I have a feeling they'll be like set up on the 16th and then blah blah blah. Alright, here we go. We're getting handles in. I actually need to cut. I should be cutting the, or should have cut the care tags first here. So split up the pile into cotton and cotton linen. And we'll cut the care tags while I'm thinking about it after I get most of these corners done, because I'm already committed and rolling. I always, or pretty much always, sew the exterior seams first because it's easier, and then I go and I do an interior seam on the first bag. It is far easier to sew the exterior seams, and especially with this fusible interfacing, because the fusible interfacing is quite a bit like stiffer than the sew-in ever was. Done, and then we'll split and cut the care instructions. Alright, you need to be folded this away. Alright, so cotton linen, one, two, most of these are cotton, so that'll be the one that we cut the most of, but it is extremely helpful to split the pile. So I'm only working from one pile of care tags instead of like at a time, instead of like both of them and having to remember. It just takes the mental energy out of it a little bit more. Dune. Bottom one is cotton linen. Alright, so we know we have 35 minus 4 because of the 4 that we just pulled. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cotton linen labels. 7 cotton linen, and 34 minus 4 is 30, so we need 23 cotton. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 23. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I am surprisingly chipper for what time I ended up going to bed last night. So I wrapped up the stream around 1 a.m. and then ended up actually not getting to bed until about 2, mostly because I was still wide awake, and I was like, ugh, if I go to bed now, I'm just gonna like roll around and not fall asleep anyway. So I colored a bunch of stuff on my phone with my like digital paint by number, and got a snack and all of that, and then I was like, okay, now I'm ready for bed. So yeah, that was until about 2, and then the alarm went off at like 6:30. So it was a very short sleep, especially because my eldest also woke up in the middle of the night and was like, hey. So I went and resettled them in their bed, and they fell back to sleep, and then I fell asleep in their bed, and their pillows are horrendous for me, so my neck was so sore. So I crawled back into our bed again, which was cold. At least my spot was cold. Although Dallas and my youngest were in it, and so they were at least warm, and I was able to cuddle up to them. Alright. So we're just prepping all the care tags, I've had to pull 4 bags because I do not know where their handles went, which is insane. I swear I remember sewing them and like all of that. I'm missing the Shiba Inu handles, and I'm missing the handles for these guys. These are the Shiba Inu, like the pink, the gray, and the olive. And I'm missing the handle for the little black cat in Windows with purple in the background. So if you've been watching the stream the last couple days and you remember what I did with them, I would appreciate a chime in. Like, I should almost go back and watch my stream. I'd probably figure out where they were way faster. But they should have just been in the handle piles, and so I don't know how they escaped the handle piles, I guess. Because it's kind of like, yes, the studio is a bit of a mess around here, but it's like they would be on the kind of that first layer of stuff. So I don't know where they've gone. If you have a hint, please let me know. Super annoying because I really wanted those guys, but I also just need to move on with sewing the other bags so that we don't get too distracted. Better to pull them and ignore them for now. And then I can always, like, if I have enough time, what I'll do is I'll re-sew handles today. And then those handles, I'll find them and they can be the, like, large box bag handles or something. I don't know. But I am annoyed. I'm like, really? Really? Gremlins. Oh, maybe I need to put more whiskey out or something like that. Fairies are down here like, we are helping you. And it's like, you're not helping me by hiding stuff. Sorry, guys. I'll put some whiskey out if you show me where the handles went. It was wild. Last year it kind of worked. I was like looking for something and I'm like, okay, there's some sort of like little brownie in my office and I haven't done anything for them recently. And so I was like, okay, I'll give you some milk if you show me where this thing is. I can't remember what it was. And it showed up on my desk like right afterwards. I'm like, okay. And then there was something else that was like super hidden and I'm like, well, I'll give you some whiskey if this shows up. And lo and behold, there it was. So there's some sort of mischief afoot in the studio. I don't know what it was, but it was there. So maybe there's been more mischief afoot. It does feel like the season for brownies to come in the house, so. And that is a referral to the little sprites. Let's call them sprites. Sprites to come in the house. Alrighty. Because it's too damn cold outside. I don't know why they're coming in the summertime, but probably just wanting to cause mischief. Alright. So I do like a couple stitches of back stitching over the middle seam here because that's another area of high stress, especially since we've cut into the seam line to cut the box edges. So that's how I help tack down this edge here. What I do is, like, if it's a little bit more directional like this, I'll try and get these cats so that when the bag is sitting, they're sitting basically like that on the table. So we'll try to do that today as well. Pretty sure it's like that. I don't know why I just twisted it twice, but you know, I had a couple big cups of coffee, but that doesn't mean that my brain, it's reached my brain yet. That's my story. Not the fact that I'm operating on like 5 hours of sleep or less. Probably closer to 4. Which is probably also not helping my observation skills for wherever these handles went. Oh, one moment. I just realized that there's one more spot to check. I might have missed. No. This is wild. Yeah, like there's a very small area of like where these actual handles could be, and they are not where they should be. I split up the whole pile of handles so that like I at least made sure that they weren't kind of just, I wasn't just glazing over them. Look at them be underneath the big bags or something stupid like that. Although they were sewn at a different time, so I don't know how that would have happened. Especially because they're basically like, so yes, they're still there, but the handles were sewn at a different time, so they should still even be in like that top layer even with them. Oh well, we'll get through. Man, this one is fighting me. This handle's fighting me. Get in there. It's probably because it knows that I'm distracted. It's just not going in. There. Stay. Good enough. Okay. Now, in like that. In like that. And across. There we go. Now we'll make sure there's no twists. Yeah, we're good. The other side goes in. And we straighten it out too. That handle, because of the extra, like, so basically it's 2 layers of interfacing and like multiple layers of fabric, it's really stiff, so I trim it down because then it doesn't interfere with the box part of the box bag. Alrighty, there we go, and then we're gonna sew this, so it's the same as the big bags. I tacked down a little bit of this corner here on the turning one so that this doesn't split when I'm actually turning the bag, or at least it's less likely to split. Yeah, I see all the cotton on the drawstring, or the cell phone bags, but oh well. I've already got handles cut, so I'll cut more interface them. And then I'll just try to track them down before I need to do large box bags. It's getting more emotional the last few days because it's like, I knew I wanted to transfer our youngest over to the preschool my eldest is at, mostly because you can drop off like half an hour earlier, which means I have an extra like half hour every day as long as I get out of bed. And all of that, and also we're able to add an extra day of schooling, which is really nice because like with the day home we attend, if the youngest were to go for an extra day, it basically takes another kid's like full-time spot, so that's not cool because that really cuts down on the amount of income that our day home operator can get, and that's not cool. So we're transferring them over to the preschool that our eldest is at, but we're like, it's getting our day home provider sad, and I'm getting sad now, and I'm just like, oh, they've been so good to our youngest. I'm just like, the preschool will be really good too, but it's just kind of like, oh. But they weren't old enough for the preschool last year either, so they are old enough now and all of that. And it will be easier just to drop them off and pick them up in one location instead of two, and I am looking forward to that. So there's lots of pros to this, but a couple really big sad cons about it. Also, I'm a little bit worried because it's like the youngest definitely has like friends at the stay home, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. And they all really like him there and all of that, and it's just like, oh, not that they won't make friends at the school. My eldest is already talking about like introducing the youngest to their friends at school and all of that, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just like, oh. Reading right because 3 days a week is full time, it's actually going to be cheaper for our youngest to be at the preschool full time than it is for them to be at the day home for 2 days a week, which is like awesome and nuts because we tip over into the next bracket of hours with them being there 3 days a week. I talk about them a lot because realistically I work and I spend time with my kids unless there's some sort of big thing that like we're going. Interesting. Although, well, once I start training again too, I'll have some stuff to talk about. Way busier right now because like he dropped the kids off a little bit later, and now of course the people that were coming in as he was like the extra people are the people that are coming in as he was leaving on Wednesday. So he's like, now I'm super motivated to like get in earlier to like, yep, that sounds about right. I would be too. Okay. Here we go. In. Cats in. Cat faces with the little neck. Scarf eyes. Woo! Alright, Light, you stay there. I know I hit you, but calm down. Just sounded terrible coming out of my mouth, even if it was an inanimate object. Jeez. Okay. Bit more extra outside of it. Actually, now that I have tentative dates for everything, I should wrangle up my help maybe to figure out, and I can double check with some people if they can pick up kids and stuff for when I'm at Omatsuri. Because if I do the night market, but the night market runs really late. But it was also like, so Omatsuri wasn't expecting as many people, and like last year they had like 2,000 attendees on the Friday night alone. I'm like, holy crap. So I don't even know how I would prepare the business for that, because like it is very much a night market and like a festival market, so it's just kind of small, cheaper items. But yeah, you never know. Pouches again would probably still be the best option, and cell phone bags. And then it's not like I couldn't take it back in to have it available on Saturday as well. Because I swear, that was... Knit City this year was busy, but Omatsuri for a one-day event was absolutely insanely busy. So, I'm excited to do that market again. But yeah, no, I gotta decide if I want to do the night market as well. Will I be able to be prepared for that this year? How unprepared would I be for it? What would I prepare for it? Because the suggestion was to have like basically items under $10, and I'm like, it can't really do much under $10, unfortunately. I guess there's a few things I could like special price for that night, like night market special pricing or something like that. Could do that, but it needs to go on the calendar, so it's in the prep like hive mind schedule, collective schedule, which is also just another very good reason to have the kids in summer camps. And again, like, it's one of those things where it's a win-win situation because they'll love it. They'll give me extra work time and training time and all of that. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just talking in circles. I really want to turn this one out and show you how these bags are going to turn out. Because I want to see, I'm pretty sure I've done some of them with the fusible interfacing. But like I said, this is the first time that I've done like a production run with them. And so I want to see. I'm super curious. It's gonna be pretty. Oh my goodness, yeah, that interfacing in there gives the bag so much more body. Sweet, look at that. Okay, let's pop those corners out. Reach in here and pop the corners out better. There we go. It's gorgeous. Look at that. That's so good. So this is with the new interfacing. This is with the fusible interfacing versus this one, which is sew-in. It's fine. It's fine. That's what it is. I need to finish the seam in this one. So that was the sew-in interfacing that I was using before. As you can see, it's like a nice soft kind of, a little bit less structured, but it still gave it enough body that it was able to like hold its shape decently. This one's been packed a few times, so that's why it's a little bit more wobbly. But look at that. It's still got like a nice, like, it's still soft, but it's a lot more structured. Like, it pops back a lot better. Oh my goodness. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And this fabric is just glorious. So this is what I'm talking about when I say directional print for the handle. So now when you set it on a table or something like that, the cats are facing up. And then the directional fabric with the zip, so you can hold the zip pull, and you just pull, and I grab it up there just because it's a little bit easier, especially when it's there. And then what you can do is you can hang it off your wrist to actually take it for transit and stuff like that. And then you just kind of hold this zip pull here. Obviously this is easier when there's actually yarn in there. You can open it, and then your yarn comes out that top opening. I actually got a project right here I can show you. So we're gonna put the socks in here. This project bag is good for like, really good for up to 3 cakes of yarn. So like those 3 color shawls that were really popular a few years ago. Mittens, yeah, if you only have like 2 cakes of worsted weight, it's really good for that. This has just been yarn barfed, so it's a little bit of a pain. I've been knitting these socks since I broke my ankle in September of 21. And the problem is that my feet have actually grown in the last little bit, and so it's like, okay, are these gonna fit or not? Anyway, I still really like the colors. They are very reminiscent of Demon Slayer before Demon Slayer, and I purchased it before Demon Slayer was a big thing. So there you go. So that's what happens, is you can pull the yarn up through here. People, I have had concerns about whether your yarn will get caught in the zipper. Basically, don't overpack your bag. The other thing though is that this is such a delicate toothed zipper that even if you do zip over your yarn like that, it's typically not going to do any damage. Would I suggest it with like silk lace weight to like ram your zipper over it? No, I would not recommend that, and I wouldn't recommend it even for fingering weight, but it's very unlikely to cause any damage. And if you don't overfill the bag, you're even less likely to cause any damage. So there's that too. All right, we're gonna go in and get more of these done. And then probably around 10 o'clock, I'll go up and get more caffeine and a snack, since we had breakfast fairly early today. And that'll give me a chance to like plug the phone in and get it charging. Actually, yeah, I just realized I also don't have my pop socket that I took off the other day. Ugh, this just scattered. I need to tidy up the studio and reset, but that's okay. It can happen after Airdrie. Alright, there's one side done. Trim down that. Try not to slam the shears down. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll go in and I will actually make a calendar of events, and then start confirming them as I get confirmation. So like I'll put basically probably a tentative on a lot of them, because I don't know what I'm going to get accepted into or what's going to be like available to me. I do know with Omatsuri I'm going to do a 2-side booth. It's basically an L shape, because I want to take advantage of both kind of paths of traffic. There we go. So alright, and then here, yeah, actually I'll take a look at what the night market hours were. I know one of the biggest complaints, and this is just a growing pain because this is the first year they had done it. They were taking a chance because they're like, they had a Japanese comedian come out and like, I can't remember if they were Japanese drag queens or just Calgary local drag queens dressed in like, I know that the professional kimono dresser dressed them. Of the details. Anyway, they were talking about it in April when I went and did the NJCA market, like bazaar, and they said that it was like there was some pushback about it because they're like, we don't know if this will work, and it's like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? We'll try, and if it doesn't work, we won't do it next year. Is basically it, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to appeal to a younger crowd. But based on the numbers that I heard, like I said, something like 2,000 people that night alone. They're obviously doing it again, and now they'll be able to work out some of the kinks that there were last year, because they did have like a beer garden, which is awesome. I think the biggest complaint being that they didn't have enough food trucks, which is fair. They weren't like, there was no way to plan for 2,000 people attending one thing, although I think they pre-sold tickets, so I don't know. It was also a family-friendly event, which is super cool. I think it was family-friendly. Don't quote me on that. All the details are actually still on their website, so I'll have to take a read over that again and just see. Mostly I gotta figure out hours though, because it's like if it runs until like 11 o'clock, that's a really long time for the kiddos to be like not with me. Between like they'll have already been in preschool and summer camp all day. So that might be restrictive right now. I'll figure it out. Alright, this one is also exciting, so I'm also going to turn this one. I don't normally do this, but I really like the background color on this one, and I really want to see how this turned out on a small box bag. I think the small box bags are now a little bit taller than the big bag cuts. So there may or may not be more geisha on this one, although I really like how the big bags are turning out with their frames, so I'm not going to change it. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I figured would happen. So there's the 2 on the back. The noises I make when I get excited about what I see when I'm sewing. Oh, I'm sorry. Not really. Okay, so we've got one full one here on the corner. Pretty much. She's a little bit folded into the corner, but she's gorgeous. We've got the obi here. Got bits and pieces everywhere, and then we've got most of a full one right here. They are gorgeous though, no matter what. And then these two on this corner. Yeah, that one turned out really nice. A little bit less of the print than I normally like to see on a small box bag, but honestly I think that corner one actually is damn near perfect. I do like how her hair looks like it's still connected even though it's folded into the corner. Also really like this one with the parasol. So, and the background on this is spectacular, and with that navy zipper and the black pull tabs, like it's just a nice elegant small box bag. Alright, don't get distracted, Katie. Just so, you gotta finish. You gotta finish. We're gonna finish all the corners now, and then we'll turn everything out and we'll admire it as we turn it out and do their finishing seams, because all the big bags need their finishing seams, blah blah blah. If you've been here the past few days, it is the same refrain. Next step and then the next step. Stop getting distracted. Hold me accountable, please. You want to see these at Airdrie tomorrow. So Katie, put your head down and sew. Stop admiring it before you finish everything else. Actually, one of the things I might do is I might go get the handle ready for those other 4 bags. And then we'll come back and sew those. Those are going to need an iron and stuff though too. Oh my god, I'm still so annoyed with that. I don't want them to stay in timeout because I think that they're really good prints to have, but it's also like, do I have time? No, we're just going to focus in on the ones that are like for sure going to be able to be finished, and then if I have time I'll finish those 4. If not, they'll get finished after Airdrie. Okay, sorry, that I gotta remember not to drop the shears. Don't drop the shears. Gently place them upon the sewing desk. So I've been waiting for a while to get Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan from the library. My hold finally came up, so I'm about, I think I'm a third of the way through the book right now. Since it was a quiet stream last night, I actually listened to it on stream, and it is good so far. I like the dry kind of humor of it. So this is like the 3rd book after, or the 3rd book of the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, basically. So I think we're coming to the end of the family drama right now, which will be fun. Although I could see him being able to write more books at the same time if he really wanted to. I did try to listen to his Sex and Vanity, which is another book that came out more recently, and I just could not get into it, so. It's also very much a contemporary, like, romance, rom-com, I guess might be the best description, and some of the references are definitely dated, which is hilarious because it was only written, actually I don't know when it was written, but it's more or less set in, I think, between like 2013 and 2016 or something like that. So more text messages. What are people sending me now? Oh, okay. Dallas messed up his start training date. Oh, well, that's okay. We're going back to like week 1 of training, so our bodies are gonna be like, what are you doing? Well, apparently I'm supposed to be doing, well, for like a lower heart rate while running, which would be beneficial because I think that's part of what's like, you don't want to be huffing and puffing all the time. So for that you're supposed to be doing like zone 2 or something like that, and I'm like, that is like just a brisk walk for me right now, so it's gonna take some like, and that's what everyone says, it's gonna take diligence to actually stay in that zone well to train. But I'm used to the Fitbit zone of just like 1, 2, 3, and so you train in that middle zone with Fitbit, but with Apple Watch there's like 5 zones. I'm like, whatever, I'll get it figured out. I was trying to mostly train in zone 3 last year, but that would make sense that I may not have made as many gains then if I had to have like a lower aerobic activity to actually like reduce my heart rate. Although I'm pretty pleased still with what I was able to do for the marathon. I'm not mad about it, so not mad. Especially after 3 other days of running. It's like, it's not just that we went and ran the marathon at Disney World. It's the fact that we went and like ran 3 other days and then ran a marathon at Disney World. That's the bigger challenge, I think, is like, yeah, the dedication to get up and get out for 4 days in a row and still like do a fairly high intensity like workout. Now, it wasn't as high intensity for Dallas, but it definitely was high intensity for me. So, well, not high intensity all the way, but it pushed me. There we go. And that's good too. Alright, put the tag in up here, like this. But this year, I don't know if I can do it so much on the treadmill. But definitely in my summer training, I'll be using the Jeff Galloway method, which is basically his big thing is like it's a run-walk interval, but your interval or walk intervals never go over 30 seconds. And that is something that I did notice with the training that I did do is it's like my heart rate might not have averaged out as well as I could have hoped, but my heart rate recovery time reduced drastically and reduced drastically over the whole thing. Chicken thigh tonkatsu tonight. That sounds delicious. With like Japanese curry. If you're wondering what Japanese curry we do, we actually just use a packet curry. And it's the Glico. It's the one that you can get at pretty much everywhere. You don't have to go to, well, okay. In our area, you don't have to go to a special grocery store. It's just in Safeway. It's one of the few things we still buy from Safeway versus Costco. Because, you know, Costco has had the normal amount of inflation, like the expected amount. It's definitely gone up, but hasn't gone up like our other grocery stores. I don't even know what it would cost us to buy at a normal grocery store right now, because like we switched to Costco, like pretty, like basically we just do it as soon as Dallas comes home, so that we don't have to do it the rest of the week. And then how much it would cost to shop at a normal grocery store right now. And granted, Costco is not good for everything, but with the amount that the kids are eating and like our ability to freeze stuff, it is a boon to our budget right now. Because here's the thing, it is not a solution for everyone. We still need lower grocery prices. Please, 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 please. Sketchbook dogs. I don't even know how many more we have left. It's just like, okay, keep your head down and keep going. There's a lot. There's a lot of tags still there. Okay, I should respond to those texts of his and then I can continue on. So let's move this all the way for a moment. Also, like if we skip a week of training when it's 19 weeks, it's like, well, whatever, it'll be fine. I do need to figure out, because so somehow the toe on my new pair of shoes got deformed, and it's like pressing right against my big toe. So I gotta look up if I can actually like reform it. Like if I can, how do I do it? Pretty sure my youngest stepped on it and it deformed that way, especially because they got wet while we were running the marathon. So I think it got wet, and then it might have actually deformed during the marathon. I didn't notice. So I'm hoping that like if I take like a hair dryer to it and then I can reform it a little bit just to pop it back out, because it's just there's like an indent on either side, like a pincer indent on either side of my toes, and it's the big toe one that's annoying. It's like the other one, whatever, it can stay, but I need to get that big toe one out or else it is going to mess up my feet. It's also really annoying because it is my new pair of shoes. It's like I don't want to have to go buy another pair of shoes just because it's indented over my big toe. That would be, well, they'd be an extremely comfortable pair of like walking shoes. But yeah, they have lasted really well, all things considered. So I do have 2 pairs of shoes. I did start rotating through them just after my half in Fernie. I started breaking in the second pair of shoes. Probably didn't need to. I actually did 3 of the races on my old shoes, and then the marathon in the new shoes, which thankfully they had been broken in enough at that point because they were right on that edge of not being broken in enough. But the other ones are still actually pretty good. The tread has worn down, but like the uppers haven't worn down yet, which is amazing. So these are Brooks. If you're looking for shoes, I was a Hoka girl for like the Bondi 6 or the Bondi 7, and then they brought a new shoe called the Bondi 8, and it didn't work for me anymore. I was so disappointed because they were such comfortable shoes before, and now they're not. And actually I heard someone on the bus behind me the 5K day at Disney World talking about how she had the same problem. And she was talking about how she was coming back to running after like postpartum, and I'm wondering if it's something maybe our feet just shifted a bit, or like if it was the redesign or what. So although it's good to hear that someone else had the same experience. Anyway, for this training round I went with the Brooks Ghost 15s because Dallas really likes the Brooks Ghost 14s, and the 15s were what was more widely available. The only annoying part is that I'm in men's shoes, and this is only annoying because the colors are more bland. Like, I want the pretty like women's colors, but the problem is that my foot's really big anyway, and then it grew, like it's probably gone up a half size because some of the stuff that used to fit doesn't fit anymore, and I think it's partly because of the broken ankle. I think it's partly postpartum. So my feet have changed, and like, and for sure too, like it's not just they changed the shoe. No, my feet have changed as well on top of the shoe, probably changing for the Hokas. And they don't carry the size that I would need typically, because I think I would be in a women's 11 or something now. And my foot's always been wide, and I'm pretty, like, that was part of it actually more, is the toe box was too narrow in the women's. Whatever, the men's fit. I special ordered a pair of like pink camo ones, not because they're camo, but because they're pink. But the women's Ghost 15, they're so nice. I'm like, man. It was really funny because when we were at, so I did the RMS, which is Rocky Mountain Soap Company run last year, right after I got back from Japan. And they had all the Ghost 15s there and on sale. And I looked and I was like, do you have any men's sizes? Because I wanted to buy a second pair anyway. I'm like, awesome, if I can get them on sale, that'd be amazing. And he's like, the dude that I asked looked at the woman that was with him, and he was like, see, I told you we should have brought some men's sizes. Apparently she had convinced him not to. So I'm like, yeah, you should have, because lots of us wear men's shoes. I'm 100% not the only one. So if if you're a runner and you're having issues with your shoe fit, especially as a female footed person, check out men's sizes instead. It's a pretty easy solve, at least. But if that happens again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask if we can, like, and what I should have done last year is it should be like, well, can I get an IOU and go down to the store and buy some shoes? It's not like it was my mess up. Alright, so here is the handle for these crepe cats. There's this little guy sleeping in the crepe here, which is adorable. And then we got a little gray guy, and then we got a little one peeping out. I'm going to make sure that this crepe guy stays visible, so the other little gray or brown one might be cut off. But I want the sleeping crepe cat for sure. And actually, I think we'll put it this way. I was talking last night about how, like, there's 4 lines of stitching in these bags to close the end seams. So to close the end seams on like 34 bags, well, 35 bags, because it's easier math, was like 140 seams. And then I was like, oh man, I was doing the math about how many seams there are to close with these boxes, and that means that there's like double that because it's 8. And I'm just like, ugh. What is that, like? Wait, no, 8 of 35 is 280? 840, yeah, 280. And then I'll take a few off because we're not going to finish everything today probably. Still, it's a lot of seams. And then I also had to go in and close all the gaps between the zipper and the lining because of how it's constructed. There's a little bit of a hole basically, and I close that up so that stitch markers can't slip through it and stuff. Probably not large enough to worry about, but it just adds a bit of polish that I prefer the bag to have than to not have. Alright, we are cranking along decently though. We're definitely going to get all these seams done today. And then it'll be turning and finishing seams, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, at 10 I'll get up, so another 45 minutes I'll get up and have a quick break, walk upstairs, which will be good for me. Get more caffeine, maybe not so good for me, but delicious, and a snack. Proper lunch break today because this is it's going to be a long day, so I got to make sure that I fuel and still take my breaks. As much as I love it, it's still a job, and you still need breaks even from stuff you love. That includes cats and kids and all of that too. Week taxes, and I'll do a tentative events calendar for like upcoming shows, and then so basically I'll make note of what's tentative with like an asterisk or something like that, and then as I get stuff confirmed, I will switch it over to yay or nay basically. I am hoping to hear back from Odafest soon. They said that their staff had a lot of issues with the cold and with family emergencies apparently, so that's sucked for them for sure. But they're hoping to have like all the acceptances out around the end of January at the latest, or just very shortly there afterwards. So that'll be good. Yeah, I'm excited for that show. I do hope that I get into that one. I applied for a full vendor spot because it's like that is, I don't qualify really for Artist Alley because I'm not like a fan art person. But I do feel like Odafest would be right up my alley. Also, the Japanese community in Calgary has been so welcoming to me at these vending events that, like, it's insane. Like, I have previously had difficulties with, like, maybe not difficulties, but, like, there hasn't been much community around, like, the events. But I think because these are mostly, like, organized by the actual Japanese community versus, like, I don't know what the difference is, but I appreciate it. I have felt so welcome in that space. It's always a little bit awkward sometimes when it's like, yeah, I'm a white person using Japanese fabrics. And then you explain the story and everything like that, because people are like, why are you using Japanese fabrics? And it's like, well, like, I do have a connection to Japan. I'm supporting the Japanese economy. Like, there's multiple reasons, and they're gorgeous. Mostly because they're gorgeous. But, the Japanese community, like, hasn't even blinked an eye at it, and it's been so welcoming about it. So, I very much appreciate that. Now, I need to continue some of my Japanese studies. I did do some years, well, over the, like, just before the kids were born, but it's now, I think, back in person, and just, there's no time for it. So I need to figure out how to get more Japanese studying, and I'm thinking that I might try and go for my JLPT, which is a proficiency test, and that would actually force me to study a bit more, and that's mostly what I need. I need to study for, like, vocab. My grammar, for what I need it to be, is fine, but at least a JLPT would force me to study vocab and kanji, actually. I could use a lot more kanji when I'm there. It's like reading skills that I need to develop. I just realized that I'm going to double check my email while I'm here, because preschool will be emailing me. Don't switch. Okay, sweet. They can add my youngest under my eldest's profile, so that's going to help as well. So I don't need to provide too much information. Excuse me. More years and our kiddos can start Japanese lessons, which is exciting, and that will also help me with my Japanese because they'll be running in circles around me in no time, I'm sure, but I'll be able to help them with it as well. We are doing like some simple like counting and stuff like that now, and like animal names, but I haven't been very diligent about it. But definitely start that. That'll be fun. An exposure at that younger age is going to be really good as well, I think. Well, it keeps being proven that it's really good, so. That'll be fun. Don't expect them to be bilingual, but it would be nice for them to at least have like some basic Japanese. too much handle in there. Pull it up a bit. There we go. Fold it down. Under it goes. Okay, I gotta do this. I gotta split this up and see where we're at. We're actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 12 bags, 12 cotton, and 7 cotton linen, so we've only got 19 more bags to go. Sweet, we are almost halfway. Kind of. I was still thinking that we had 34 bags, but we do not officially have 34 bags right now because those guys are in timeout until I can get their handles done. And we're gonna get done what is like right here and like very ready to go. I don't know what the trigger point for like getting those other ones done will be, but I think, yeah, I'll figure it out. Still super annoyed. Like, where could their handles be? Did I sew them? Now it's like, did I sew them or did I miss them completely? I'm pretty sure I sewed them. Or did I just like black out and not actually get them done? I'm missing handles from some of the small box bags, so I'm like, where did they go? Yes, it's a disaster behind me. We're going to kind of ignore that because here's the thing, is even though it's a disaster, they should be within that first layer of disaster. Like, there's very few places that these handles could hide. I'll probably find them on like well, I'll find them like Sunday if I come downstairs, or like tomorrow morning or something like that, just before the show. Oh, our bobbins run out. Okay, did we finish the other seams correctly? Because I didn't notice that the bobbin had run out. Good. Good. Okay, sweet. So yeah, so if you've been watching the past few days and you know, or you saw me sew them, at least please reassure me that I sewed them. Or if I blacked out and didn't, and just thought I sewed them and I haven't, that is fine too. I just need to know. But I'm like, if I did sew them, where did they go? Seriously. Because it's like, I would have moved them over to iron them on the ironing board here. And then I would have brought them back and put them in the little pile to be like, okay, here we go. We're going to top stitch these. And I probably would have finished them on... Oh, when did I come on to do the later... The later, stream? Wednesday? Wednesday. Because last night it was end seams and boxing the bags. So yeah, I would have top stitched them if I made them on Wednesday. So like, where did they go? Oh well. It will remain a mystery. Okay. One moment, I do have to take this call. Alright, since I am already paused, more or less, I'm going to actually go up and grab a snack and a washroom break right now, and then I'll come back down and we'll finish this stuff. So So I'll put you back to BRB and a mute. We'll be back in like a few minutes. folks, I'm just getting the extra camera set up here, and then I will be back. I am sorry for the delay. Dallas wanted a kind of a chat about our budget because we just got extra money for our childcare grants, which is amazing. But I was kind of like, I need to get back downstairs because I need to be doing my work, unfortunately. Okay. So I did have a moment of panic this morning because there are a few handles actually missing, but I realized that I went and actually checked the top stitching video the other night and I hadn't even top stitched them. So I'm thinking that they didn't get finished at all. So I think we'll be finishing those later today. So we are back, and there's actually 4 handles that aren't finished, 3 Shiba Inu, and the black cat and like the windows on the purple background. And so I'm feeling like we should actually get those finished as long as I have enough time. They are basically all prepped except for the actual handles done, so at least they'd be quick. I think we're down to something like, I think the last count I did, we have 19 bags left, so not bad. So that would still be 30 bags done. Almost halfway. And we'll just see. Anyway, yeah, we just have to have a conflab. But yeah, it's also like, Dallas, I need to go work. Let me, release me. We can chat about the budget on Monday. Oh my goodness. Okay, why does this refusing to show on the stream? There we go. Weird. Alright. Okay, so there's one side of that one, and then there's one side of this one. Yeah, because I also need to take a break, and we'll need to pack the truck here. Probably after lunch. I'll text him that and let him know that that's what we're going to do, is we'll pack the truck after lunch. And then very close to being finished. Okay, I just saw the blip come through on YouTube. I do not know why my phone keeps dropping like a signal, but that's where we're at today. Yeah. Alright. The care tag is already in there. We've already sewn the other end basically, which is awesome. Hi, cat. Because like these are nearly done, but once we finish all of these seams, I do still have to turn and do the like finishing seam on all of them. And realistically, I should be tagging these before tomorrow morning, but that's probably not going to happen at this point. Alright, yeah, we're down to 18 right now. Just realized that I had done the split count actually. So we'll finish up, these are all cotton bags right now. We'll finish all the cotton bags and then we're going to switch to the cotton linen bags. And also welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. Almost got 400 subscribers, which is super exciting because I've basically brought this channel back from extinction. So I'm extremely pleased with that. Yeah, and here we're on the road to 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully, if I am consistent, we can actually get that up to 1,000 this year. That would be really cool. So if you have any friends you would think would enjoy this sort of just live stream of consciousness, or would enjoy the like the Japan content, stuff like that, please point them in my direction. I would appreciate it. It is also cold here again, and I was not playing today, so we are in sweatpants and a hoodie and my hat. I was like, I am not coming down when it's like, yeah, it was minus 26 as a low overnight. It's supposed to get up to minus 8, but I don't believe it today because it's still like minus, what does it say? Still minus 19, which is insane. Alright. to discuss was like, I don't know what I actually need to take for this display tomorrow, and I don't really want to think about it right now, even though I'm going to have to think about it within the next 5 hours. Because I was just like, we should have lunch around 11:30 in an hour, and then we should pack the truck. And I'm like, ugh. This with the tag, so that's in and I don't forget it. So yeah, now I'm wondering, it's like with those missing handles, if I even sewed the handles. I didn't go back to watch the video of like handle sewing, because I was just like, okay, well, they definitely didn't get top stitch, so I'm at least not nuts that they're like not in this area. They must be somewhere else. Maybe I just like completely missed the handles. So that would be both terrible and much better than thinking that I did all the work and then lost them. That's not uncommon, but it's like if they got like sewn and top stitch, they should have been within this first layer of chaos debris, because it's like there's layers to it. This is the top layer for air. My foot just fell off. Not my actual foot, my sewing foot. What the heck? I've never had that happen before. All right. Well, you drop in, maybe. There we go, and then I'll grab the screwdriver. Just realized I'm like, we gotta be up really early tomorrow because we gotta drop kiddo off for care and all of that. And I just realized I also should leave some extra time for a shower in the morning, because I have curly hair, and if I shower and wash it tonight and then sleep on it, it's going to be a disaster in the morning. I really need to get myself like a bonnet or something like that, because I think that would help maintain the curl pattern overnight. Have I done it? No. Should I do it? Yes. Not very often that I answer yes to that question. But yeah, I'll have to add that timing into tomorrow as well. Not much extra time at this point. My showers have gotten extremely quick, but I at least need to wash my hair. Hair shower. Because you need to know my like bathing habits. I've given up on doing makeup before shows, because the last time I tried to do makeup, I put on my foundation. I used to do a full face of makeup before shows, but I put my foundation on and it just white. I was like ghostly. And then I tried a different foundation that I liked in the past, and I've got, my skin texture has changed since children, which is such a wild thing to have changed. And so there's far more fine lines than there used to be, and so the foundation I was using was a powder foundation, and just basically sat in everything. Now I do have some like concealers, or not concealers, but like oh, it's a different word that I know the brand name of it from Benefit. It's Professional. What are they called? Basically it's a pore filler. But I haven't taken the time to test it out yet, so that won't be happening tomorrow. So I can put time into my hair instead. energy thing of like, I don't really have the energy. Well, I don't have the energy to like mess around with a bunch of different makeup products with kiddos. Well, I should, because I do like doing my makeup occasionally. Typically, I like doing it before I do like a properly recorded video. Obviously, right now we are in like show prep mode. Head down, get the sewing done, so that we can get this packed up today. We will. We are going to actually do extremely well. I do think we're going to end up dropping those 4 bags because I'm not going to take the time to do the handles today. But realistically, that is not bad. That's a lot less than I anticipated having to drop today. Because at this point, we'll finish all of the small box bags that are like ready to go. And then we have to turn everything, including the big bags still, and do their finishing seams. And then I gotta apply all the snaps. And I am not doing a 2 a.m. night again tonight, because that would be dumb before a show. Well, right now I am pretty chipper, so I am pretty happy about that. So we'll see what my energy level is like this afternoon when it's like been dropping drastically. This one turned out really well because it's like the granny flowers or the crochet flowers basically ended up to be the middle of the actual like handle. This one's already been spoken for. Naomi messaged me yesterday, so we will set it aside for her, but it's still going to turn out gorgeous. And given that, I'll probably go in and actually make the second small box bag for y'all for the website in the next couple weeks. So snip. Go in here. I know, right? I said, oh, my foot. And then I was like, wait, no, it is not my actual foot. It is my sewing foot, right? There would have been a lot more panic if it had been my actual foot. Oh my god. I know I said that and I was like, yeah, not my actual foot. But that would have, yeah, there would have been a lot more panic ensuing. Definitely wouldn't be finishing the bags in time for Airdrie tomorrow, that's for sure. If you are going to be at Airdrie, I am more than happy to set aside bags. As I said, Naomi's already spoken for this one. Just give me a message on Instagram, because that's the easiest way to DM me. There's not, well, obviously there's not a DM function on YouTube, but yeah, that's how you can request any of the bags that you see here today. So I did find out the dates for Omatsuri. The email got buried while I was on vacation, but they are the week before Knit City, so as long as they'll have me, it's like August 9th and 10th. Basically, I just gotta figure out if I'm actually gonna be able to do the night market with the kiddos, because it's a pretty late night, and Dallas won't be home, so that's quite a bit to expect from relations. I guess I could always hire a babysitter. Where is that? And maybe that is what I'll do, but I don't know. Don't know yet. In part because it's also kind of like, well, I don't know what I would do as like a quick pickup item for a night market sort of thing. So I'll think on it for a little bit, and see where we get to. But yeah, given the numbers that went last year, like it was the first year they did it, and they had like over 2,000 people they were estimating just for the night market. And then I'm pretty sure the day market was something like 45 to 5,000 people. It was insanely busy. Super cool. Like Knit City gets a number of attendees, but it does get like spread out over 2 days. So I don't think I don't know if they've ever had 5,000 people come through the doors on one day. Now Omatsuri does have the benefit that they are a one-day event, so everyone has to come on that day. It's a little bit different situation as well. Whereas Knit City, they can like spread out a bit more. Alright. 7 more cotton bags, and then we'll have 7 cotton linen bags. So we've got 14 bags left. And then we will turn everything, so I'll wrap up turning everything, hopefully, I'll finish up seams at least by lunchtime. And then turning and finishing seams can happen after lunch, I think. I think that's how it's gonna happen. And then we'll do snap installation, and I will pack the truck at some point. Because all this stock will need to go in bags. Should I be tagging it? 100%. Will I? Probably not. That might be a tomorrow Katie problem. During setup. I like tagging all of them because it's like, it does take away that awkward pause of like, how much is this? And it's like, because signage sometimes is hard to see, like different accessibility levels. Whereas if they're on all of the tags, then it reduces any like social anxiety barriers and stuff like that of having to ask for a price too. Does add an extra step to my work, but that's okay. That's what I'm here to do. So maybe I'll at least write out the pricing on the tags, and then we'll tag them as we put them on the shelf tomorrow. That's probably what I'll do to reduce a little bit of the workload tomorrow morning. Mental and like mental. It's not like it's physical, it's just mental labor. I might not be my brightest first thing in the morning. So. There we go. Trim down the hedgehog handle and get this one in. And over. And done like this. And this. I grabbed my pop and then I didn't drink it upstairs, so I might actually mute the mic for a moment and take a drink, just so, mostly because I have to open it. Give me 1 second. Don't want you to listen to this. Also gave me a chance to right the microphone, because apparently it is like, I'm gonna lean against the shelf. You're tired? I'm tired. probably coming up on the end. Oh shoot, I need to start the next bobbin. I'm like, we're probably coming up on the end of the bobbin. And then I looked over and I haven't wound the next bobbin. So we're gonna start that with this corner here. So that hopefully I don't run out of bobbin thread. Yeah, there must have just been enough jiggling of the foot. Although, like, I have had this machine for over 9 years now, and I've never had a foot fall off like that. So I don't understand how it happened, but it happened. It's just been something I was working on that just twisted it right or something, like jiggled it enough or something. In, get the tag in. This is like that super highlighter. It's like, it's so fluorescent that the camera is not even picking it up on my end. And it's like, it's neon highlighter pink, but that still doesn't quite capture the like brightness of it. It's insanely bright, like eye-searingly bright. It's awesome, I love it. But it is extremely hard to like even describe unless you see it in person. Go. So now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more cotton after this, and then 7 cotton linen. So we got 12.5 bags to seam. This being the half one right now, just because the handle is fighting me. Okay, let's just get this under the foot, and that'll help. There we go. There we go. Like that. That's better, I think. Yes. I'll trim it down afterwards because I have a feeling it'll be a better, like, little anchor. This side is what I'm going for. And that needs to be stitched down because it pulled the stitching out a bit. That's not going to fly. Stitch, returning later. And then the final seam on the interior. So these do all get finished. There are no raw seams in this bag. It gets birthed, and then I'll do a finishing seam along that edge that gets left open to birth the bag. It's basically what happens. It is what happens, not basically, it is what happens. Some of these fabrics are freaking fantastic. I'm excited that they're getting made. A lot of these fabrics are from May. It just took a really long time to get them integrated into my, like, I was so busy over the summer that I didn't have time to do the to washing and actually drying the fabrics until after show season. So from now on, my fabric buying trips will be generally in like late in the year or very early in the year, like now basically. Have hit my done point. I hit that wall very suddenly and very hard. Alright. This one isn't super directional, but I'm going to make sure that the butterfly sits upright when it's on the table. I am going to sleep hard on Sunday. Tack down seam here so it doesn't split when we turn the bag. There we go, and then we'll seal up. Oh, we've already done it. Never mind. We're good. Alright. 4 more cotton bags. 7 more. Like 11 bags total. So we got 4 more cotton bags, and then we have cotton linen. And we're going, so I did have to pull 4 from production because I don't have their handles done. When I went in and looked at the actual top stitching video, they weren't even there. I don't know how I missed them, but we've just pulled them. So those are the Sheba bags and the black cat with window bag. I will finish them at some point next week so that they can be still involved in the update post Airdrie. They just won't be with me at Airdrie tomorrow, which is super annoying. I don't know how they got missed. I wonder if they're like sitting on the cutting table in the cutting studio, just like, we're here, we're waiting. I keep seeing this comment about thank God it wasn't your actual foot, and it's making me giggle every time I see it, especially because now it's like completely out of context. The comment was made because my sewing foot actually fell off, and I was like, oh, my foot fell off. And then I was like, my sewing foot fell off, not my actual foot. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to sew the handle into the bag. And we'll do the interior seams. Stiffer fabric, so it's just having a bit more of a time trying to like get settled in there. Although it's going to be sewn in nice now. Bags. After this, we're in single digits. Single digit bags. Ugh. Single digit bags. Well, not quite. Almost. Do this one. Then we'll be in the single digits. The next event, so that's kind of on the horizon. I'm waiting for a yay or nay. So that'll be coming in the next couple weeks. Kind of end of month sort of stuff all has to happen. The next event that an application is out for, at least. Wait, where's the rest of the... Oh, I didn't cut enough tags. I'm short one tag. My goodness. Anyway, that's not surprising. The next one on my radar that hopefully I get accepted to is the Fiber Shindig, which is in Calgary in mid-April. And then the next one that'll go on the application list and tentatively is Peace Fiber Fest, which is at the end of April. It's like April 28th. So they're kind of 2 weeks apart there. Although those dates don't line up. 28th. Yeah, Shindig can't be on the 16th. If Peace is on the 8th, 20, whatever. I will double check those dates. Don't quote me, but those are the two that are kind of like next. We're waiting to see if we get accepted into or not. So we'll see. And then after that will be Oda Fest, hopefully. Again, still waiting on a response either way there. But that'll be mid-May if it is. And that will have a new set of products. Because because like box bags and stuff really make sense. So do the Kato bags. Well, they all make sense, but I want to have a few more like less like fiber arts bags sort of thing. So I'll make sure that there's a few more options there. I got a suggestion actually for book sleeves the other day, and I think that is genius because there's a lot of overlap between readers and knitters, and there'll be a lot of readers in a normal crowd as well. So I think that's kind of where we'll start. And then we'll do some of the fancier work as well with like the OB bags and all of that too. I really want to produce some Kato bags in the OB pattern, or in the OB fabrics, so I think that's something we'll work on over the next few months as well. And then post-May, obviously there is Omatsuri, and there is Knit City Calgary, and hopefully in between all of that there'll be a couple bazaars with, well, there'll be a bazaar with NJCA, which is the new Japanese Community Association in Calgary, in April hopefully. They did like a kimono fair market, and then they do a bazaar in November that I will be hopefully attending as well. As I was saying earlier, the Japanese community here has been so inviting and like welcoming to me in the like vendor space, which is insane. I felt actually more welcome in that space as a vendor than I have even at some of the knitting events. So, and definitely at the generalized like crafting events, I felt a lot more welcome. So I don't know if that's because it's mostly organized by like a community association more, or if it's just the way it is, but I really appreciate it. I also really appreciate the fact that they have mentioned me a couple times to be a vendor for these events as well. So that is like one of the highest compliments is that I can get, that I get referred to an event by other vendors. So go. I am short one cotton tag, which is really annoying, but you know, a small annoyance, I guess, comparatively to other things. Just like baffling, I guess, more than anything, because I definitely counted them. Maybe my brain wasn't on as much as I thought this morning. Missed one, double counted one, who knows? Miscounted bags, I guess. Yes, it was miscounted bags because there was 35 bags. Oh, but I pulled one from it, so it should have been whatever. We'll cut an extra tag. I'll stop belly aching about it. Alright. Capybara Onsen. I was able to restock this fabric in May, which I'm super happy about because it was instantly pounced on when it went live last year. So we'll make sure that there's lots. Well, there'll be this bag in it at least, and I think I'm finishing the big bag today of it as well. So that'll be good. There we go. Pop it underneath. Stitch it. Then we're gonna pull it out, make sure it's not twisted. Don't twist the strap. Don't twist the strap. Handle, whatever you want to call it. Push the handle in. Push the handle in. Feels like a little bit too much handle, so we'll just kind of even this out here. There we go. Like that. And then like this. And then like this. Haha. Tack stitch here and pull it out. Also, as a heads up, if you cannot make it down to Airdrie or up to Airdrie or out to Airdrie or whatever you need to do to get to Airdrie this weekend, if it does not happen tomorrow, you can find my bags at Ancient Arts Yarns Dye Studio down in southeast Calgary. They're on the Blackfoot across from the Shaw GMC. And obviously you can definitely pick up some of Caroline's amazing yarn at the same time, so like win-win. And then I also have bags at Market Spot in Market Mall. Which, seeing the sales report from December, thank you so much for your support there. I am very pleased with how that shop just kind of ticks along. And like, it's a win-win in both situations. Even though you're not purchasing from me directly, you're actually supporting 2 small businesses. So, you know, that is even better. And Market Spot has a lot of really amazing artisans, besides myself as well. So they're always really cool to check out. And I think they're actually looking towards getting a few more vendors in one of their shops again as well. So pretty cool, I think. Last cotton bag. Last cotton bag. Then we move on to cotton linen bags. Cotton linen bags. Excited. I am excited. There we go, like that. So our toddlers, even though they're a year apart, are basically the same size. So I got them both the same size hoodie when we were down in Florida a couple weeks ago. But our youngest is, if they have any sensory issues, it's their clothing. So it has to fit. And that's fine, that makes sense. I hate having to like pull my sleeves down and my like pant, like, it's like, with the PJs, they're like their leg sleeves. Their pant legs can't be like hoisted up and stuff like that. It's like stuff that's legitimately super annoying, especially when you just know the clothes don't fit well. Anyway, we got them both the same size hoodie, and it fits our eldest like pretty good. It's definitely big, but they're not swimming in it. But we put it on our youngest, and they are swimming in it. So it's like, okay, so the eldest has like a long torso and long arms, and the youngest is all legs. Kind of funny to see that, because I forgot, like, it is their pants with the youngest that I usually am having the problems with right now. Problem being also that they're like super skinny, so they fall down a lot. Or not super skinny, but like the length that they need, they're like always down around their ankles pretty much for like where the waistband sits, because it's like they're just constantly falling down, which would also be really annoying. We're in a weird limbo spot right now, and it's annoying in general. Out of one size and kind of transitioned into the other, but the new size doesn't fit very well. Granted, we have toddlers in these hoodie sizes. We're like 7, 8, so I'm like, okay, that's... I guess, I don't know. Dal said we should just set it aside for the eldest, because the youngest really doesn't like it. I can't tell if it's because it's just too big, or if they just don't like the hoodie. But whatever, we can always be like more of a hand-me-down sort of thing too, so. It's a super cute little one though, because it's actually like, they've gone back more to like stitching the hoodies versus like the prints on them, and I do really appreciate that. I find that the embroidery typically lasts longer than the prints, so. On a kid's jacket, maybe not such a big deal, but like for an adult one that you're wearing and washing fairly consistently, definitely a bigger deal. Alright, more caffeine, and then cotton linen. 7 more bags. 7 more bags. 7 more bags. There we go. Alright. Right? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, yep, 7 more bags. Sweet. Okay, let's let's get these done. So that then I can go eat lunch. And then I'll come back down and we'll do all the turning. And then we'll finish the seams. And then we'll install the snaps in the needle stashers that are finished. And trim up the threads on the bookmarks. Trim up and basically singe off the threads on the bookmarks. Okay, let's put the Jack Russell Terrier up so that when you hold it and when it sits on the table, the Jack Russell is standing on the table. Jack Russell, Jack Russell, Jack Russell. I can definitely tell I have completely run out of stories to tell. We're chanting dog breeds. Oh well. We're just about there. Oh my goodness, I am surprised actually at how much we've been able to finish the past couple days. Yeah, I didn't get to the Kato bags, but realistically, this is still over 50 new bags in like what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 days. Alright, now, have I basically, because Dallas is home, he's been taking care of everything else? Yes, but do you know what? That's okay too. Kids love their dad, and it's good for all three of them. Plus, Dallas is a better cook than I am, typically. There's like a few things that I do really well. I make a really mean beef stroganoff. Also make a really good like cauliflower or broccoli soup. Actually, that's what we should have on Sunday, is broccoli or cauliflower soup. And there's a few other things I make better, but overall, Dallas is the better cook. There's other things I'm better at. I don't know what they are right now, couldn't tell you, but actually, that's a good point. If you're watching this later, please shout out in the comments any like slow cooker recipes you really like, because I am looking for slow cooker recipes. Especially like dump and go recipes for slow cooker, because and red lentil recipes in particular. There we go. Because I need more like quick, easy meals to make with the kids for the post-school slump. And sometimes I cook them before they come home, but the problem with that is then that cuts into my work day. So if I can just dump it in the pot in the morning, either before we leave or like even the night before, and then just put the crock pot in the cooker, that is like the dream recipe. Also, slow cooker recipes are just a lifesaver anyway, so I could use more. Low prep, slow cooker recipes. Actually, the genius way I've been seeing people do stuff is like prep everything and then just freeze it. Like, I think that might be the way to go. Is like, yeah, I need to get together. A friend and I were talking about doing like meal prepping on the weeks that Dallas is home, so that we would have like meals for the weekdays gone, so I don't have to cook as much. And she doesn't like living as a single person. It's really hard to cook for one person. And heck, even for me, it's hard to cook for me and 2 half humans, basically. Now, do they eat a lot? 100%. But they don't eat, like, 4-person servings. So it's like, I will make some of those crock pot recipes, and it's too much food. So, maybe that's what we need to do. Meal prep on, like, the Sunday, and then, get her to bring, like, her slow cooker over or whatever. No, the bobbin ran out. Of course, we're nearly done and the bobbin runs out. Actually, yeah, I am going to go for lunch, and then I'll pull out the stuff that needs to be loaded in the truck for Dallas. So he kind of knows, and then I don't even really know what to pack. We're flying by the seat of our pants for this show tomorrow. I do know I want to do like an L shape with my grid and then a table setup, probably. But I'm kind of like, I know that a couple of the floor stands I have are really good, so maybe we'll take the smaller, like 4-foot table. Just so, because the thing is I need somewhere to set up the caster. Oh, I need a float. Damn it. Okay, I'll have to send Alice out for that. So maybe, I don't know what to do. Okay. But yes, I do need a float. Yeah, we won't take any of the Janes, which are the mannequins. We need 8 panels of grid wall and the corner shells, because the corner shells will be really good for the Kato bags. Then we can do grid wall waterfall hooks for these bags, and then we can do the handbag rack for the tote bags and knot bags, because most of the knot bags are still here as well. We need like a dump basket for the triangle pouches to go on the actual grid wall. So we'll have room for the dump bin for them. Okay, I think I got it. Or at least I can figure it out from there. We need I don't really have a place to put my banner. I still need to figure out a way to do my banner. Need to get like another stand banner probably for this year. Yeah. There's some signage costs upcoming. Don't slip under the laptop. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am short again on. Oops, eek. Sorry, that will be loud if you're watching that later. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah. So there's 4 more tags. 5 bags. 5 bags. 5 bags. Only a handful left. Whee! Let's get them done. Let's get them done. Done, 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 done. There we go. In and under and through. gonna be a really full booth. Ooh, just thinking about it. Actually, yeah, so I need 2 dump baskets. I think I have, because I've also got the cake cozies, so they should come in and just be put in a dump basket. And the triangle pouches, which also go in and just go in the dump basket. And then I do still need a table with like a basket for some of the random stuff. Wristlets can maybe go on like a straight hook. That would be the best way to do them. All these needle stashers that are going to be finished. Right in the middle of the booth, actually. Then hang waterfall hooks off both sides. Because that would be, so then we do 4 panels. We'd have 8 basically, because you can front and back. And that's 2 feet wide in a 10-foot space. Did 3 panels, and then there'd be enough room to walk around the back of it, and then a 2-foot wide table on one side, so that's 2, 4, and that leaves you like a walking space and a viewing space, at least on one side. I think that might be the way to do it for this one, actually. I'm gonna lob these ideas at Dallas when I go upstairs and we'll figure it out. Alright. 4 more bags. 4 more bags. 4 more interior bags to do. Interior bags to do. Bum, 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 bum. Actually, that's the deciding factor if we apply for Kyoto or not. I just remember part of why we were going to hold off on applying for Kyoto or for Osaka and Tokyo for the marathons is that flights are expensive in May. Flights are always, that's pretty much always a topic of conversation on this channel while I'm sewing, because I'm always daydreaming about Japan while I'm sewing, because I go to Japan for my fabrics. But one of the marathons we'd love to run is Tokyo and or Osaka, but I just found Kyoto, and Kyoto's metal, just like so good. It's better than any of the dopey metals that we got at Disney World this weekend. And although I would argue that the dopey metals are some of their weakest metals for the year. I don't know why, because it's not like they're charging you less for them, but whatever. The like Princess Challenge ones are way better. Fairy Tale Challenge ones. And just the Princess like half marathon weekend ones in general are better. Anyway, doesn't matter. But the Kyoto marathon medal, so gorgeous. When I come back from lunch, I will show the pictures of it, because it, like the one that they voted on, either design was spectacular, but the one that won, it's just so good. I want it so bad. If I had seen that medal and there's still application and money for me to go, I should see if they're still taking applicants. I think it's closed. Can you imagine? Actually, I think it's got a tighter, I think it's got a 6-hour finish time, and I finished Dopey marathon at Disney World in like 6:45, so I don't think I would actually be able to physically do it. I gotta wait that way. But yeah, I'll have to double check on flight costs for February, because I think they're still pretty high. They shouldn't be. February should be low season, so I don't know what's up, but I'll take a look. Hotels might be significantly cheaper though too. That's actually what I was chatting about the other day, is it's like I found a really good deal in April. Oh right, that's the one I need to watch for, is the one last year. WestJet offered a $600 round trip flight out of Vancouver. So like if you could book your flights from Calgary to Vancouver, or you were flying out of Vancouver, $600 round trip is an insanely good deal, because usually it's about $1,000 even from Vancouver. Yeah, because actually when I was looking, so I looked at September of 24, because I'm kind of trying to price out a trip in September of 25. So like that's going to be your next best guess, basically, is this year's prices. When I was looking at the direct flights out of Vancouver, because I was like, oh, it'll be cheaper to fly out of Vancouver than it is to fly from Calgary to Vancouver. And then, hi, why do you keep doing this? Is it because you're plugged in? You need to be plugged in though, because your battery's almost dead. My phone is refusing to stay on. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, when I looked at it, the cost of the flight out of Vancouver is like $1,400. And I'm like, but I'm cutting a good chunk of like the flight off, because when I looked at the exact same dates leaving Calgary, it was only $1,000 round trip. I'm like, what? How is it? I know, like Dallas is like, well, it's a direct flight, so it's going to be more expensive. I'm like, yeah, but how is it more expensive to fly less? What? So I was just like, okay, when I'll be in Vancouver for Knit City next year, so let's just hop on a plane from Vancouver. That'll give me an extra day in Japan, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, that's too much. Like, that's a hotel, like, for 4.5 days in Japan for just me. That's basically all of my hotel expenses, or like food, or whatever you want to count. I don't eat $100 worth of food while I'm there, that's for sure. So that's actually my transportation in Japan, between like the Shinkansen and the NEX and all of that I'll be taking. So, but I was just like shocked. Like, why is it so much more? Anyway, but if WestJet comes out with that $600 round trip, that is an extremely good deal. I think that might have been in celebration because WestJet just partnered with JAL. That's their new, so they can offer year-round flights to Japan. But I don't know. I don't know why that was such a good deal. I've never seen that good a price. I'm like, damn it, do I need to go to Japan this year? It was like very early year. It was also extremely weird dates. So it's like you would have to fly out in January and then not fly back until March or something like that. So it was like there was massive blackout periods. Still, I would have made it work. Imagine just pull the kids out of school for a couple months and go to Japan. Nah, that would be intense. They're not old enough for that yet. Although I did tell Dallas, I'm like, if we can do a Disney World trip with your parents and our kids, and still mostly like each other at the end, I would say, I'm pretty sure we can do Japan. The hardest part for Japan with the kids is going to be A, the jet lag, and B, that flight, especially for the youngest. Eldest, whatever, they actually slept really well on the flight back, and like I don't have as many worries about them on an international flight. So, oh, but that was one of the arguments to fly with Air Canada, especially if they're still flying the 777s, because they have like a 4-seat row in the middle, and so that would be really good. Put Dallas and I on the aisles, and then the kids in the middle. Whereas the Dreamliner, which is what WestJet flies, and they fly it direct, it's my favorite plane. But oh, this didn't get cut last night. But they're 333 setup, and that's just kind of, it's hilarious to complain about 333 setup. The flights that they used to do direct with Air Canada used to have a 232 or 242 setup, like direct from Calgary, and that was amazing. I think that was actually my favorite setup. I don't even know what plane that was, but I love that configuration. That was the direct flight that would so that was the non-stop flight out of Calgary that was direct from Toronto. So Toronto stopped and had like a stop in Calgary. Come on. Anyway, they stopped in Calgary and then they continued on from there to Tokyo. I don't actually know why Air Canada pulled that flight. I don't know why they didn't bring it back. It's always pretty popular. They're still flying direct from Toronto, so I'm like, all you would have to do is land the plane in Calgary. And then you could just continue to Tokyo. But Air Canada's actually dropped a lot of flights direct out of Calgary, like Honolulu. I don't know, maybe they're feeling the pinch because WestJet has picked up some of these like direct routes. I know they do fly direct to Honolulu now. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. Especially now that I've figured out how valuable Aeroplan points are versus like even WestJet points. So, to the point where I'm thinking that we should probably be earning Aeroplan points and then just keeping WestJet as the side card to make sure we get our companion vouchers. So. Okay, well the tag for this one is going to go in the top. Alrighty then, since I messed that up, but that's okay. This is just a messy bag and I am distracted. It needs to be tacked back down because I just felt that seam give a little bit. Nothing terrible, but if I add a little bit of a tack stitch there, I'll just hold it together better while I'm stitching the handle in. Basically the handle stitching goes over top of the seam here, and that helps hold it all in place. Go. There we go. Like this, and like this. And then fold this over, and then do this. Cotton linen is so nice to like sew. It's got such a good tooth to it. It's not like rustic or anything like that, but it's got a texture to it compared to the cotton linens, or the cotton. There we go. It's there. Zip. Trim down the handle, make sure everything's caught. Yeah, because that looked like it meandered towards the edge a little bit. Zip, zip. And then we're going to pop the tag in the top here, because realistically, as long as it's in there, it doesn't matter. I just want you guys all to have your care instructions and to know where your bag came from, because I was listening when I originally started sewing. A lot of the knitting podcasts would talk about their project bags, and then they would go, but I don't know who the maker is because there's no tag. And then I went, well, that's a lost opportunity, so I've made sure that I always have some sort of like identifying marker in my bags. I am going to need to figure out a new identifying marker for my bags here this year though, because my label supplier, tag supplier, has gone out of business. And they just kind of went poof too. They didn't like slowly go out of business. They didn't give their loyal customers any heads up. They just went, we're done. Because I suggested them to a maker in a Canadian like sewist group. And they're like, yeah, they're closed down. I'm like, what? I didn't hear about this, because I was just like, yeah, they're just gonna tick along because they've been around for like decades. Not the case. And I really like them because they're in Canada, so it was like I didn't have to pay duties and taxes on my stuff, or at least they were already worked into the price, and like they custom printed my labels on these nice big rolls, and like they were very well priced. Dal's just called me for lunch, so we'll finish up these seams super fast and then I'll go up. And then I will. 11:32, he's right on time. I am not. Alright, lining. 3 more seams, 3 more seams, 3 more seams and a tack down. 3 more seams and a tack down. 3 more seams and a tack down. There's a kitty cat face there, so that's what we'll highlight. 3 more seams and a tack down. 3 more seams and a tack down. Tack together, I guess. basically I throw in that like backstitch and stuff so that when it gets birthed through that, it's not tearing that seam open, which, because we all know, tearing is bad. Three more seams and a tack together. Three more seams and a tack together. Handle goes in the bag like that. Zip. And we're going to do this with the foldy down that way. I think I am actually going to end the stream here, so there will be a part 2 today. So I will bid you all adieu for now, or matinee, which is like see you later. Because yeah, if I go upstairs and we pull stuff apart for putting it into the truck, I don't want to leave this running extremely long like that again. So, alright, I'll chat with you all again in probably about